Hey, what's going on? This is Sue Peters, and you are listening to the Mompreneur Lifestyle Secrets Podcast. Here's the big question. As women, how can we have it all? Stay at home with our babies, bring in an income that lets us live a life full of passion and purpose, and maintain our health and self-identity along the way? This podcast is going to help give you that answer. Woo! Hey everybody. So it has been a hot minute since I have come on here and said hello and given you guys some, good material that's coming from my brain and how I'm building my business and all of the fun things. If you are watching on YouTube, you'll actually see I have a new backdrop. So this is really cool. I've actually left the corner office of my bedroom where all of this started, 6.5 years ago. And I have converted my guest room into an office. So I have my own little space, my own little corner, and I'm just super excited to have, new things around me. So yeah, a lot has happened. One of the biggest things, and I think probably a big reason why I kind of fell off a cliff there for a while and, just kind of went MIA for just a bit, is my entire social media life was hacked and completely taken away from me. I spent so much time. So this is going to be lesson number one for today, like learning how to not get your social media hacked. We're going to talk about that today. And then we're also going to talk about the new big project that I'm working on. So that'll be for today as well. But back to my social media. So yeah, I lost everything. And, I just kind of took a little bit of a break from social media as I tried to get everything back for months and months. And oh my gosh, just a nightmare. I mean, you guys know Facebook. I mean, they're fun times. And so I spent months and months trying to get everything back and I had no luck. So I found myself in a crossroads. Am I going to let this defeat me or am I going to start over? So the choice was clear to me. I didn't have an option. At least in my head, there was no option. I was starting over. So here I lost, 23,000 followers on Facebook and like 13,000 followers on Instagram. And I found myself starting with zero, starting from scratch. So I'm going to share with you what I did and I'm going to talk about that just a little bit. So here's what happened. So last year, it was near the end of the year. And I get this weird email from Facebook and it said, someone has turned you in for copyright infringement on a photo that you have shared. And there was a link to my page, did not talk about the photo or anything like that. I thought, this is really strange because I pretty much use my own content. Like the only time I don't is if it's like a holiday. So like the last thing that I could remember posting that wasn't mine was 9/11 prior to this, because I used a picture of like the towers, I think. So that was like the last thing that I could remember. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, why would someone like claim copyright infringement? So I was immediately suspicious, right? And rightfully so. I was definitely suspicious of this email. I just thought it was very, very strange, but they had some real content in the email. So I thought, okay, well, maybe this is real. So what I did, if you don't know, you can actually talk to Facebook with Messenger. You can actually do like a direct chat with them on Messenger. So that's what I did. I hopped on right away and I got help from the Facebook help desk. You literally cannot talk to anybody at Facebook. Like, I think you can through Oculus. Like, it's my understanding that you can. And I thought about using that to see if I could get my profiles back. But that was one strategy I did not try. But anyways, I did hop on with Facebook Messenger for the help desk to see like if they could help me figure out if this was real. So I hop on there and she's like, well, can you send me a link to the email? Can you show me what it looks like? Can you send me the link that's in there? Because it basically said you need to click this link, follow the steps to basically delete the material and correct the situation or claim that you did not do it, essentially. So I'm like, okay. So I send her a copy of the link. I send her, all the information of, what I did or what the email was. And she takes some time looking through and she comes back and she's like, this is real. This came from Facebook and you need to go ahead and click the link and follow the prompts and to dispute what they're trying to claim. And I'm like, really? Like, what did I do? I'm like, can you tell me what post it was or what picture it was? I'm like, I don't understand. She's like, no, we have no way of knowing what the content was. But this definitely came from Facebook. So you just have to follow the steps and go from there. So I'm like, well, okay. So I did, clicked the link, had me log into my account, and it like the screen went blank. I'm like, okay, this is weird. Like, why did that happen? So I thought maybe something just happened. So I clicked the link again. I log in again. I had the 2-code password thing on my phone. So I had to like, you know, type in the code that you get, you get the text, right? For the 2-factor authentication. So I got the text, I have this code. So I type in the code, type in my password, hit enter, literally everything gone. The hackers like took over everything, you guys. They like seized all of my accounts. And I was like, what? What just happened? What the heck? Like, this is so weird. So everything lost. So at this point, I don't realize yet that I was hacked. I just know that like everything's gone. And so like Facebook, like my account like went totally blank, and it said, you need to send us a copy of your driver's license so we know that this is you, blah, 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 blah. So I go ahead and I upload my driver's license and get that part of it done, which I've had to do that before with like my Facebook advertising. So I didn't question that at all. So I go ahead and send all that in. In the meantime, I have zero access to my Facebook personal page. I have zero access to my Instagram page because Facebook and Instagram were linked. So it shut both of them down. I have zero access to my my business pages. Like those were gone. So literally zero access to anything whatsoever. And like 2 days later, I get an email from one of my like friends / audience members. So she's followed me for years. You know, we actually, she's in like one of my challenge groups and so forth. And she's like, Sue, she's like, there's some weird stuff happening on your page. Like, what's going on? Are you okay? And I'm like, what? What is going on? So I go to one of my kids. My daughter actually has Facebook. So I go into her account and I find my Facebook page, and they have totally taken over. Like, my personal page is non-existent. Like, I don't have a personal page anymore. Like, Sue Woods Peters like did not exist in the world of Facebook. She was gone. So like my personal page is entirely gone. My business page, however, still existed, but I no longer owned it. So they took over my business page. So you guys understand the difference, right, between the two? So your personal page is literally your personal profile. That's you, right? Then your business page is like where you can run advertising. That's like your actual business stuff. That's the page that you have to create separately for business purposes. That page, they took over. So my personal stuff is gone, non-existent, totally deleted. My business page, they had seized and they had taken over, and they were posting like these weird videos. Thankfully, like nothing was pornographic or weird or like, you know, something that could get me in trouble. But they were posting like weird, like random videos trying to get them to go viral. And I'm like, this is the weirdest thing. I'm like, this is not me. So in the course of all this, this was when I realized I was hacked. In the course of all of this, I'm starting to now get emails like regularly from like audience members that I've never met before, like people that are in my challenge group, like all of these different weird things. And they're like, what is going on? Are you okay? Like, where are you? Are you posting this stuff? I'm like, no, it's not me. So anyway, here's what's crazy. Because my business page like never shut down, my advertising never shut off. And I don't have access. I have no way of entering my Facebook account and so I can't get to my advertising. So I have all of these ads running, and I'm literally spending, you guys, like this might nauseate you a little bit. I was literally spending like $800 a day. Like, it was insane. I was spending a lot of money back then for advertising. Okay, so I was spending a lot of money on advertising, and like my advertising is still running. Like these pages are still going, right? People are asking me questions like on these posts, and I have no way to answer them. I have zero ways to like connect to these people. I can't shut off the ads because I can't even get into my ads manager to shut them down. That there's like literally like no person controlling the account at this point. So these ads are still running. Like I'm constantly being charged. Or no, it wasn't $900. It was like $900 every 5 days. That's what it was. Because of how I had it set up, I had it set so that I would get charged $900. That was my spend limit. So it would charge my credit card $900 each time I hit that level. So it was like $900 like every 5 days. My mistake on that. So anyways, I can see my credit card like being charged like every 5 days for this advertising that I can't turn down. And I'm like, what is going on? So I'm like trying to reach Facebook. You guys, like I replied to every email I could find from Facebook. I found, like, I don't know, there were like 4 or 5 different forms that I found online that I was able to, some of them I could fill out, some of them I could not because I didn't have an actual account. I had talked to like 2 or 3 different ads experts over the years. I found their emails. I responded to them. You guys, I found every access point I could possibly find to reach out to Facebook to shut down my ads, get my accounts back, and nothing. You know how my ads got turned off? I had to file chargebacks with my credit card. That is the only way I was able to get my ads turned down. So lesson number 1, here's lesson number 1. Are you guys ready? Like write this down. Like seriously, if you run Facebook ads or if you plan to run Facebook ads at any given time, make sure you remember this, write this down, like put it somewhere where you will never forget. Have more than one person as access manager to your Facebook account. Okay, did you get that? Did you get that? So make sure you have more than one person as an admin on your Facebook account. So what I have done is I created like a separate Facebook account, like that's in my control, but it's in my daughter's name. And so I have control of that email and all that fun stuff. So I have like my current Facebook ads, I am the main person, but then she is also the main person. So if something like insane like this happens again, which I can promise you, I will never, ever click on another link from Facebook in an email again, ever. Lesson learned. So that's lesson number 2. Facebook will basically never email you. Like almost pretty much never. Like you have to be like talking to an ads expert or like in actual conversation to like one of their people directly. Facebook themselves will never email you. Okay. So lesson number 2. Lesson number 1, always have more than one person in your ads manager that can control the account. Lesson number 2, never click on anything you get in an email from Facebook unless you are in direct conversation with somebody like an ads expert from Facebook. All right. So you got that? Make sure you write those 2 things down because they're so important. All right. So this went on for months. I tried so hard. You guys, I did not want to start over. And I kept a positive mindset through this whole thing. Like shockingly, I didn't feel like, I mean, I felt a little defeated and frustrated, but like it wasn't really horrible. I was able to get back into my challenge groups. Thankfully, there are several women in there who are absolutely amazing, and a big shout out to Carrie because she got me back in. She was able to like basically kind of say that group was hers, and because I think she might have had access to it anyways, I can't remember, but she was able to kind of grab the account and then add me back in and get me back into the group. So all of that worked out okay, and I was able to get back in there, but everything else, like it was just gone. Like everything was just absolutely gone. So what I decided to do, here's how I move forward. So then this is something that I had pondered over for at least probably a year or 2 prior to this even happening. So maybe it was written in the stars, and this was my big, the universe like telling me, Sue, this is what you need to do. But for a long time, I kind of thought to myself, you know, I really have 2 niches, right? I have my personal brand on the thyroid side, like, you know, helping people with their personal health with thyroid issues. But I also have my business brand, and I don't really want to intermingle the 2. Like you absolutely can, but I really kind of felt strong in the back of my mind that I did not want to intermingle the 2. But at the same time, the thought of having 2 separate business pages, 2 separate, you know, ad accounts that I would be running ads on, 2 separate complete niches, like totally different niches, like not even close to really connecting. Very, very different material. The thought of like having like basically almost double the work was daunting and scary. And I'm like, everything might fall apart because what if I can't even handle that, right? So I took this opportunity. So I'm looking now at this whole thing as an opportunity to rethink how I'm handling my business, how I'm putting my business out there, and what I want moving forward. So I started from scratch. And that's exactly what I did. I created 2 completely separate Facebook pages, 2 completely separate Instagram pages, and they are both geared towards individual niches. So it's important to me, like there's no way I will ever want to leave my thyroid peeps behind. Like that's just an important piece of the puzzle for me, because I love those people, and I connect to everybody on that side of things. It's such a big passion of mine to really help people in that way, because it's been such a game changer for me. But at the same time, like my deep rooted, what I love passion is like marketing stuff. Like I love this kind of stuff, right? And I'm like, over time, I'm loving it more and more and more, and like building funnels and finding ways to do marketing and really like growing a network marketing business, like in such an amazing way without having to message people or friend request or, you know, do home parties and all of those, you know, other things that people have done in the past. That was a big part of what held me back. This kind of leads me to our topic number 2 today, because this was a big part up until this point. I'll be totally honest, you guys, like I have never really built a team up until this point. Because in my head, like I'm not the seek out type person. Like I'm not the person that's going to seek out, oh, you're great. You have great material. I love what you're putting on your Instagram. Like you'd be great for my business. Like you should join me. That's not me, right? It's not me to mass message. It's not me to friend request. I'm not, I don't want to say I'm not good at that, because if I worked at it, I could be good at that, right? Anything that we work at in practice and consistency, we can be good at. But it's not how I wanted to grow my business. I like marketing. I like funnels. I like business stuff. So why am I not growing my network marketing business this way? Like that was kind of like a big aha moment I had a few months ago. Over the summer, I'm like, okay, I was successful using funnels and marketing to grow my personal brand on the thyroid side. Why on earth am I not growing my business brand the same way? Like it was kind of like this big light bulb moment. And I just started having this massive vision, and all these different ideas and concepts coming together, and like course concepts and course ideas, and how I can help people, you know, learn the ideas of funnels and create them for them and share them with my team, and literally like just pass that information on and kind of have this stuff pre-created to help people launch their business like that much faster. All of these things, you guys, just flooded my head, and I started getting so excited. So this has been my passion project for the last several months that I've been putting together. I have a new course that I'll be launching before long, that is actually about prospecting using funnels. And I'm so excited about it, like so excited about it. So I'm working hard on getting better at like doing reels and like having more fun with like that type of thing, so that I can grow my business Instagram and my business Facebook page. On the business side, I can grow it in more of an organic way that way. And I'll still use Facebook ads. I loved Facebook ads as much as I hated them when I got shut down. It was an absolute nightmare getting all of my chargebacks on my credit card. And yeah, that was thousands and thousands of dollars worth of, yeah, anyhow, so that was not fun. So as much as frustrating as that was, there's something magical behind Facebook ads. They are fantastic. And, you know, I'm not an expert by any means. Like I'm learning, I'm trying, I'm constantly tweaking and, you know, trying to get better at them. But, you know, at the same time, I'm definitely not an ads expert, even though I do pretty well with them so far. So anyways, that's my mission. That's where I'm at today. And I'm so excited about it. And so you guys, I guess the big picture with this podcast and coming back is to inspire you that no matter what kind of journey you're on, to never give up. Like giving up is just not an option. And it does not matter whether we're talking about a fitness journey, building a business, or parenting, or your marriage, or, you know, a personal struggle of any sort whatsoever. The only way that struggle wins is if you give up. So I am here to inspire you today that no matter what it is, whether it's as silly as your social media accounts getting shut down and being forced to take a break, all the way to something incredibly serious like, you know, your health, or, you know, something happening within your marriage or your personal life, just don't ever give up, because it's not an option. It's the only way the struggle wins. And life will always be happening for you, not to you. So when my account got shut down, I had to take a step back and I had to realize this is happening for me, not to me. This is an opportunity to rethink my business. This is an opportunity to take a step back and just look at things a little bit differently from a different perspective, take a break from social media, be more present with my family, and rethink what I want from this business, rethink how I want to build my business. And all of that with starting over and putting this together forced me to take action. It forced me to take steps forward, and it forced me to be in a position of taking the steps that I need to take to really build that business based on the vision that I have. Not based on how other people have done it, not based on, what typical strategies are, but based on what I want. I didn't want the typical strategies, and that's what held me back for so long. And that's why to this day, I don't have a network. I feel like my network marketing business has been successful. I do rather well. I'm happy about it because a lot of the products and programs and that within my company are amazing for those of us with thyroid health. So it fits in that respect. But as far as building a team goes, that's something that I really have not done much of. And the reason why is because I was held back on held back on the strategies that I personally wanted for building that business. And now that I see the vision, it's clear, and I'm so excited about it. And anybody out there that feels the same way I do, that wants to use different types of strategies with marketing or anything at all, just hang on and keep watching, because I have lots to share, and, I'll do my best to help you find that vision yourself and help you get to where you want to be too, so that you can, see that vision for yourself and find how you want to build your business as well. So, all right, there we go. First time in quite a while that we have this podcast. I hope it's an enjoyable one. I hope you took some nuggets from it. I think our lessons today are always make sure you have a second person at least on your Facebook ads manager. What was our lesson number 2? Lesson number 2 is what was our lesson number 2? Oh my gosh. We have another lesson in there, and I cannot remember for the life of me what it was. I think there's multiple lessons in this podcast for sure. But yeah, never give up. That's probably the ultimate lesson in all of this, is just don't let anything ever hold you back. Don't stop chasing your dreams, and don't ever give up no matter what. Hey, thanks so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and leave feedback. Do you have a question for the show? Head over to mompreneurlifestylesecrets.com and leave me a recorded message. I'll play it live and answer your question right on the show.